Hey Henry, what do you call fake spaghetti?
What?
An imposter.
No way.
Jokes can come in many different forms and be introduced in many different situations. But the key to telling really good jokes are 1. Your timing, 2. Your delivery, 3. Your spontaneity and improvisation, and 4. Making sure you sell it. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is timing. So, you always want to know when, where, and how to tell a joke. And nothing's going to be worse than telling a joke at the wrong time. So, whenever you're trying to introduce a joke or trying to get a laugh from somebody, you always want to make sure it's relevant to what's going on, and always make sure it's never immediately after something that like annoyed a person or was like a traumatic experience, or like depending on where you are, you never really want to tell a joke under circumstances that might be more sensitive to a certain group of people. That way, you can avoid offending people and hurting others' feelings. The next thing we're going to talk about is going to be your delivery. So, similar to your timing, you always want to cater your delivery to your audience. So, that means whether you need to censor or make sure you switch up the content or, even change the inflection of your voice. So, like if you're talking to kids, you don't want to just speak in a monotone kind of voice, even if it's for the sake of like sarcasm, because younger kids might not even understand like sarcasm just yet. So you would maybe talk as if you were one of them, and switch your voice accordingly. And then, depending on what your joke is about, you always want to adopt the nature of your joke. So whether that be corny or sarcastic or just goofy, you always want to embody whatever your joke is trying to tell. Simply because it makes you a lot more believable, and it makes it a lot easier to laugh at or with whatever you've done. The next thing we're going to talk about is spontaneity and improvisation. So, in order to help out with your delivery, sometimes you want to add your own tweaks and changes to make the joke more characteristic of your own personality and more relatable to those who are listening to you. What spontaneity and improvisation may also help you do is add small mini punchlines if you're telling a longer joke, and that way you can keep your audience entertained throughout the entirety of the joke. The fourth and final thing is to sell it. In my personal opinion, what constitutes a successful joke is if you get maybe 2 or 3 laughs. Just like in almost every other thing, confidence is going to be key. So, committing to what you're saying, regardless of any of the initial reactions of your audience, is going to be very, very important. The reason being is because even if you only do get maybe 2 or 3 laughs, not everybody's going to be entertained by the same thing, and not everybody's going to be entertained by you in particular. So, in order to make your jokes inclusive, you just want to make sure that you're committing to them yourself. Now, as a bonus, I want to say that there are ways to save certain jokes or save certain things that you've said that you thought were personally funny and that other people aren't really biting at. So, after telling a joke and maybe getting a sort of stale reaction, sometimes like just making a really funny face or like doing something maybe really outlandish but still relevant to what you'd said, sometimes that can inspire some last minute laughs. So, to conclude, there are going to be 4 main points to telling a good joke. The first of them being timing, second, delivery, the third, spontaneity and improvisation, and 4, how well you sell it overall. After this short clip, I'm going to show clips of me actually telling jokes to other people. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that this encourages you all to go out and tell more funnies to your friends. Yeah, funnies to your friends.
When does a sandwich cook?
When?
When it's bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Have you guys heard the one about the moose and the potatoes?
No.
Okay, just hear me out. Don't make me laugh. So there was this moose, right? And this moose really, really wanted some potatoes. So he goes to the store, just walks over there with his 4 moose legs, and goes to the store, and he goes to the front and asks the lady, "Hey, what aisle are the potatoes in?" And the lady's so happy just to help him out. And she's like, "Well, the potatoes are in aisle 4, right over there in aisle 4, right?" This is the best part. So the moose trots over to aisle 4, and there wasn't any potatoes.
You're so funny.
There wasn't any potatoes, right? You get it?
Yeah. So funny. Oh, wow. Why? Why did you choose?